I'm honored to pay tribute to Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman today. Melissa was a leader whose legacy will outlast any single legislative session or political moment. Governor Walz, Leader Murphy, thank you for your words. Leader Stevenson, thank you for working together to bring us together in this way today. I want to thank Melissa's children, Colin and Sophie, for sharing your mother with our state for so many years. You are her most enduring legacy, and she was so proud to be your mother. I know the magnitude of the loss that we feel as her friends and colleagues is only a shadow of what your family is experiencing. Melissa was the only House Speaker I have had the honor to serve. She modeled the importance of leading with conviction and kindness. I'm blessed to have had the opportunity to learn those lessons both from her and with her. When I became minority leader in 2023, Melissa, as Speaker of the House, reached out to me right away and asked for a weekly meeting. She didn't have to do that. She didn't need my votes. She could have easily dismissed me as just another member of the minority party. And I think other leaders might have, but she didn't. Melissa's brand of leadership brought people in instead of shutting them out. She paved the way for a relationship where we never stopped listening to each other, even when we fundamentally disagreed. She was a real leader who could keep her caucus together despite the divisions at times. And I remember a time at the end of a particularly difficult session where I told her when this was all over and the legislature was far behind us, I wanted to sit down with her and find out how she did it. She kind of smiled in her way, gave me one tip, and the rest she didn't really share. But I have deep regret knowing that we'll never get that opportunity. She was a fearless leader. Through shared stories about our families, especially our children, through many laughs, a joint love for jalapeno Cheetos, and a need to consume more protein, and countless texts to see if we were going to be matching that day. We apparently shopped at the same places. But we built something that has become too far and too rare in politics. We built a relationship that was rooted in respect. Through tough negotiations and heated debates, Melissa and I could always look across the table and know that regardless of our differences, we both wanted what was going to be best for Minnesota. We didn't always see eye to eye, but we always saw each other. And that mattered deeply, and it still does. Our strongest disagreements never turned personal because we held on to mutual respect. Over the last year, Melissa and I worked hard to show that you can fiercely debate policy and process while still respecting the person on the other side of that debate. You can be principled and civil. You can deeply disagree and still be kind. Melissa never dismissed my perspective, and I never dismissed hers. So that made room for real conversations instead of talking points. And in our world today, that's something worth fighting for. I don't want to gloss over our disagreements, but I want to highlight what is truly possible. When we remember that public service is about people. Melissa understood that deeply, and she left behind a powerful example, not just for her caucus, but for every one of us. The last night that I saw Melissa, the night of our special session, and we did get done before the Senate, we each planned to go talk to the media about the work of the special session. She went first And then she spoke with deep conviction and much emotion. As I walked out the front door of the chamber, I stopped and went back. I turned back to talk to Melissa. And what she said to me in that moment will stay with me forever. She said, "I like it so much better when we get along than when we fight." I like it so much better than when we get along than when we fight. Melissa's legacy will be remembered for what she accomplished, yes. But even more, her legacy will be remembered for how she accomplished it. With conviction, with kindness, fierce determination, and the unwavering belief that our institutions only function when we treat each other with dignity. So in our grief, I hope that moving forward, we can all learn to lead in a better way, rooted in respect, giving grace to those around us, a way that was modeled by Melissa Hortman.